Thanks everyone. I hope all of you are back, and I'm really sure that this is a very interesting talk. So let me allow me to welcome Ravi Surya Ishwara from Bangalore. He will be taking us through an inside story about scratching the black box API. I'm really looking forward to this story. When we talk about Ravi Surya, he's an independent test consultant coming from Bangalore. He's a lifelong student for software testing, always a learner. He is also an active blogger. He always try to share his experiences and insight on his own blog space, which he calls as a testing garage. So yeah, I mean, he's really packed with a lot of experiences and great insight, which he will be taking us today. So I think the stage is all yours, Ravi. If you can probably share your screen and take us through your great story. And I can quickly confirm if we can see your slides. Okay. So far we are not able to see.
No?
Yeah, perfect. I can see. Yeah,
Okay.
great.
We'll start with a small story and short story. 20 years back almost, okay, a CEO of a company, he says to the organization, henceforth, every work in the organization has to happen over service interface. Any data we expose or any functionality we expose, it should happen through service interface. And he also says if anyone does not adhere to this, then they'll be fired. I don't know how authentic is this, but this is a story. Okay. Let me so if of Amazon, okay, in 2002, okay, then CEO of Amazon, he says, okay, every interface, okay, means every service has to be through the service interface. If it had not been, think about, okay, what would be today Amazon, Amazon.com, Amazon.in, AWS, and think about the life of developers or again. Forget all this. Amazon Prime, no Amazon Prime. Family Man 2, no Family Man 2. Then what about Shrikant Tiwari and Chellam sir? We don't have seen Chellam sir. And you know what? Chellam sir is like an API, and API is like a Chellam sir. Like Chellam sir is everywhere, API is everywhere. APIs are watching us. Okay, with that, namaskara, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to this talk, Inside Story, Scratching the Black Box API. Okay, let's move on. So why do I call this as a black box? Because at the day end, when the API is given to the consumer, they don't know what happens behind the API, be it the tester or be it the consumer who consumes an API. It looks like a black box for us. We don't know like what's happening behind that. But for the test engineer who's testing the API, should he or she see that as a black box? That's a question we have. We will discover that as we go through. Okay, and this talk is primarily for one who is starting with the journey of testing with APIs, and for one who has already started. Okay, probably they will discover how to dive into the layers of APIs by exploring. Okay, we'll be a bit fast in first few slides. Check. Not that fast, but check. Because the joy of this talk is in the demo. So I want to use a demo. Okay. It is API generations. Okay. First generations, second generations, third generation, and fourth generation. And if you look at the fourth generation, that's where we got the Google, Gmail, Orkut, Facebook, everything. Why? That was the era of coming into the era of web APIs. Before that, it was not as simple as this. The web was static. With the web evolving, web is coming in, the technology changed. You can see these generations. Now we are in the cloud generation. So a decade back, the conferences, okay, which I used to attend in Bangalore, it would be always with, okay, saying, okay, cloud, SaaS, PaaS, okay, these things. But today, okay, we have moved from there, and today we are with, okay, okay, DevOps and much more evolving there. But the history was really good. And you can see here, okay, in 2000, okay, Roy Fielding, okay, he describes how an API can be, okay, can be designed, okay, to adhere to some standards, and he calls that's a REST, okay. And from there on, okay, these companies, okay, okay, they pick that and they develop, okay, these APIs like Salesforce. You can see here, Salesforce, eBay coming in, and you see here Amazon coming in 2000 and their first API with AWS. Today AWS is vast, right? What would happen, okay, if then, okay, Amazon had said no APIs? This is a story. Okay, API. Okay, when you talk about API, okay, we can see API as, okay, something is in between. That's a software intermediary. That means, okay, who talks between, who negotiates and who mediates between two or more systems. Okay, this is a simple, okay, understanding of API. Okay, now, do you know what is this? You can, if you can unmute, okay, if you're alone, okay, you can do this. Or if not, still fine. Definitely, we would have all seen this. Let me go one step ahead. Now, probably you know what is this. Puzzles, right? Okay. We can see this puzzle space as, okay, the intermediaries. Okay. When they connect, okay, that means they talk to these two pieces, okay, they talk to each other and they form a system. That's API and a system. This is to relate and understand how an API, okay, exists and how it supports. And the interesting part is we have APIs within us. My kidney, my heart, my eyes, those are all, okay, a unique intermediaries talking to each other and helping my system to function, right? We have carried APIs all along the way. Story. Black box. So is a API black box? Okay. If you don't know that, fine. If you know that, fine. There's one more question. Is Selenium library a black box? Okay. Is APM library a black box? Why I ask this question is Selenium and APM, okay, these two libraries make use of, okay, HTTP API, okay, the web APIs in back. Now we use all this, okay, to automate, okay, the UI layer, but still, do we see this library as a black box? That's a question mark, okay, which we should carry, okay, pose a stop and explore and learn how should I see them, okay? It's one's testing mindset determines the color of a black box. For me, okay, how do I see that box? Is it black? Is it white? No. It's what I should be learning from that box that determines, okay, the color for me. So API to me is not a black box. I want to see what's happening behind the box and within the box when I test and when I learn. You can also attempt this, and definitely the idea of your testing will change drastically, and you will see the beautiful pictures with API. Web API. So two words, web and API. If we know web, okay, it helps. Okay, now I'm talking to you, and you see me, and you or see me talking to you. Okay, this is a web. Okay, because it's possible because of web, and this is possible because we have a API with which we both are talking to each other. That's an intermediary. And the example of web API which we all use in every day is in our phone, as in our mobile phones, smartphones. That's with your payment apps. The UPI interface is one of the commonly used web API today. Okay, by one who knows API or one who doesn't know APIs, and your payment apps are very good examples of applications. Okay, making use of web APIs. Model. Now we are diving into the testing. Okay, A model is a simplified version of what I observe or what you observe. For example, if I ask, okay, can you write, okay, the diagram of, okay, of your mobile phone? How would you write? You will write, okay, a picture, right? That means you have observed and you're writing it. And this model, it will help you to focus and what has to be focused. And it will help you to test the assumptions what you make better. In testing, okay, we make use of models knowingly or unknowingly. Okay. If you don't know, if you haven't known this consciously, you just think back and okay, write a picture of the application you have tested and how it looks. That's a model. That's a model, okay, which is in your brain, which you have thought, and you have brought your test out. Have a model. It's useful. Now, having models in testing and automation, it helps me to break down into the layers. Okay. If I'm just seeing okay, the layer of UI, good. But how can I dive into the different layers? You can do that. That's when, okay, when you write the models, okay, by understanding what's happening behind, that's okay, the start point. And your model will evolve as you test. Okay. And this is a simple, okay, the basic, okay, UI, okay, and the backend model for application. You can see that, okay, UI interface. It could be web, mobile, and client, or CLI. It's command line interface. Even that's a even that's a okay interface, the command line interface, right? You can post the tell command from your the terminal or the command prompt, and you can fetch the response from API. That's interface. Okay. You can model in a different ways for platform, layer, product, data, users, and much more. Okay. When you start doing this, you will get better into this. From one of the projects on which I was working, okay, in recent projects from the okay, it was a machine learning project. At first, it was not easy for me. Okay, I spent okay like a couple of days okay trying to understand what's happening, and then I got this picture. Once I got this picture, I got to know like okay what are the interfaces I have, what are the services I have, how do they talk, and how do they connect to okay the database, and what kind of databases they have. Like, are we using any queuing system, or are we using messaging system? How they interact with these interfaces. Okay, this one okay when you start this won't happen okay immediately, and that's absolutely okay. Okay, that's why it's called model. A model can fail, and no models are right, but one model will be useful, okay, which you pick and which you will consume for testing. Okay, start building models. And okay, this is a heuristic, okay, with which okay, I started developing when I started okay focusing on APIs. It's called test dates. Okay, it's a heuristic. You can turn up from the click. Okay, it says okay, test, event, state, technology, data, actions, time, experience, storage. I wish, okay, if you go to this link, you can download this mind map. Now, these factors, okay, what I mentioned here in test events, okay, state technology, I can break them down into multiple okay factors again. That opens up the different okay layers again for me. Now I can connect all these layers and test. We are come to the point where now we'll be going for demo. Okay, today I was like okay working on a few demo APIs. I had a workout. Then I said, okay, what if the part was doing my job. So then I looked for okay, are there any APIs which I can deploy locally and start. Then I found okay these APIs from Mark Instagram. It's very well maintained, and it's a very useful one. Okay, if one has to start start practicing that testing for APIs. Okay, for beginning and for okay the one who was okay into the testing of APIs. This will again this will challenge you. Okay, and ask you what are you seeing is are you what are you seeing is that what you are seeing. Okay, it will question you because you see it's right, but that's not right. Okay, so we'll be using this. Okay, let me move on to my part. If I am running fast, okay, Sumit, let me know, okay, if there are any feedbacks. Okay, please unmute yourself and let me know.
We are very good. Please continue. Yeah, we are good.
Okay, good. Okay. Now, okay, in the demo, what I would do is, okay, I would see, okay, I would when I started, okay, I started to learn the platform, okay, what it is and how it's built. Then I started to build, okay, think of a test model, okay, the basic model, okay, which I can use, okay, quickly. Then I wanted to form, okay, a strategy, what I should be using, okay, to test, okay, for the model what I'm writing. Then test data. Then once I have all this, I should tell you like what is the coverage that I've accomplished from this testing, right? So I'll walk you through all this. Okay. This is a model, okay, which I saw today morning when I looked at, okay, this system. Okay, they have a you can okay here, okay, you can see, all right. I have an interface. Either I can use, okay, the command line interface or Postman or something similar to invoke the request to these APIs. And have got, okay, the booking APIs. Like get booking by ID, get booking by name, get by date, get by ID. Likewise, okay, to create, I have like a, okay, create booking post method and update, let's put method by ID again. Like this, it was okay for me. Like it was like a very easy to, okay, grasp and quickly learn. And I learned how these APIs are built. And I saw, okay, this is making it's built over Node.js and JavaScript, and it's making use of a NEDB, and I learn from my assumptions that, okay, this is making use of okay, in-memory database. That means, okay, it holds every data in memory, and it's not storing on a disk. That's what I have learned, okay, from the model what I've built. Okay. In this demo, okay, we will go to this app, okay, these APIs. So I will try to touch, okay, these areas, okay, like in functionality, like the information what we exchange, and state, like what is state, okay, that's been stored, retrieved, data stored, returned, and let's look at, okay, what's happening in HTTP, okay, coming in with the methods, okay, payload, status processing, and security. Let's see, okay, what basic things, okay, we can think of security here. Okay, we'll do this. Okay, give me. Sumit, is visible on screen right now? I have a terminal open and a Postman. Is it visible? Sumit?
Can't see that.
Is it visible? My screen
Yes.
with the Postman and terminal at back?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's the API. Okay, see, I made a request. I was waiting for you. Happens, okay, and it gave a response. And there's a gap, right, in between, okay, me asking and you, okay, you saying to me and me hearing that. That's called latency. Okay, simple. Okay. Okay, let me go to the web and see. Whenever, okay, you summon on, okay, you get an API. Okay, try to see whether they have a documentation for APIs. Okay, it will help very much to know. Okay, to learn, okay, what the APIs are, and what are the contracts they have, and what they take and what they return. Okay, that will be like very helpful. So I've gone through this, and I could also see, okay, the different APIs. I could see, okay, there's a auth, okay, one auth piece talking to the, okay, the another service that's booking. Okay. Let me come back to quick this. Okay. Let me check. Okay, placement terminal. So I'm running this locally. Let me go to ping. You see ping? Now you can see, okay, I had a ping. Okay, this ping was a GET request, and it got, okay, to, okay, 201. Okay, why 201? 201 is something for, okay, when we create, right? So when we create or update, that's when we should get a 201. Is that a bug? Yes, for me it's a bug. Okay, that's one bug. Okay, now I'll walk through these APIs and let me learn what I'm seeing. So this is the first bug, 201. I expected to see 200 somewhere there because it's the same high and high. That's all. Nothing else. Ping. Okay. And let me go and see. It's a GET request. Let me go and check. Do I get anything? Now, yeah, I see something. Okay, in response, it's a 200 GET request booking. Fine. Okay, I see. Okay, the response is in the JSON format. It's in the JSON format. Know the format of data. Okay, that's coming in. That's very important. I'll tell you why. Okay, it's a JSON format and it's not sorted. If this is not sorted and if this is sent as is to the client, the data will be as is in the client. That means it will be sorted. Is that a bug for you at the UI layer? So than fixing it the UI layer, fixing it the backend is simple. Okay, so the and fetching the sorted and showing in UI is a neat job. Okay, that's one more bug. Okay, it's a name. Let me. Okay, you can see here. Okay, you can see here in the URL we are passing the names. Okay, the query parameters as this. Is there a problem here? Okay, if you see the browser history, whatever the URL you visit, okay, the data will be saved as is. If this is a URL, okay, this is localhost, okay, / booking, okay, that query parameter, and this will be stored this data into your system. And anyone, okay, who comes into your system, they can watch this data. So never pass, okay, the informations which are very sensitive or which are very confidential in this URL. Don't do that. Okay, make them into the request payload and send them. That's one more lessons. Okay, now let's try something for security. Okay. There's something called as stored XSS and reflected XSS. Let's see, what do I see? Okay, see, I see nothing. Now typically, okay, for me, right, the backend or okay, the client, they should say me, okay, they should say me that this is a bad data, okay, something like that, okay, or they should do the data sanitations. It's not happening. Okay, let me see. Yeah, you can see in terminal. Okay, it's responding at 200. Okay, so it's encoded. Okay, if we have a UI, we should see like what do I see in UI. But for now, I see a problem here. Okay, it is one ID by date. Okay, let's go to create booking. The interesting area. Okay, okay, booking. So send request. Okay, 24. Good. So it took first name, last name, total price, deposit paid. You see it? Deposit paid. It's a Boolean value probably. Okay, because I'm seeing a true and it's coming a okay false. How? If it's a Boolean, okay, and I am sending a wrong data type, that should have thrown error. But how come it's true? Let's see. So this is how we explore. Okay, now you're diving into one more layer that's behind. Okay, the data what you sent. For demo, okay, I will try to give the hints. Okay, it's possible. You see one. It says true. Okay, let me say a -1. It says true. Okay, let me make it false now. Straight away. Now I say false. Okay. Now, what is the ID? 35, right? Let me go and fetch, okay, for 35. Get by ID, 35. Okay, let me do for 35. Sure. Okay, let me again try. There was a problem there, right? Let's do one more round. Okay, I'm 24. Quick. Close, create booking. Sure. There's some problem. Let's see. Okay, what happened there? You go to this. So I don't see here. Okay. This is a code. Okay. We go to help us. I see something randomized. Okay. So what are they doing now? Okay, create booking. Yeah. I can see here's a problem. Randomized bool. Okay. That means though I enter okay true, okay, they're trying to do okay a randomize, okay. And I'm telling as a true, but okay, that can make it as a false, and that can set me as a false. Now this is a trap, okay. This is a trap set in this exercise to practice and to debug as this, okay. Like if you have access to the logs, if you have an access to the okay code as is, okay, dive in. If you don't have, still fine, but you can at least okay think like with your data like what you're passing and keep sampling. Okay, that shows okay like what's happening. And once we try last one, okay, here let me try this. Let's see, do I get a stored accesses? I'm sending as a string. Let's see. Okay, the whiteboard, I'll remove this. It got saved. Let me see the preview. Do you see the name here, first name? That's a potential risk of excesses. So, know the data what you're passing and never trust, okay, the data what you enter, okay, or never trust any data that is coming into system, okay. That data can, okay, exploit at any time, okay. Have a watch on this and try to know what headers you can use in your request and response so that okay you can avoid such things, okay. I can share all this data, okay, through in chat, okay, once we okay talk there. I'll move on this from this demo so I can put some questions. Okay. Sumit, all good?
Yeah, so you have few questions. Can I go for that?
Yes.
Right. So there is one question Harish is trying to ask when we talk about invalid data, other than your expected things, should it be handled by schema, XML, JSON?
Okay. The schema defines, okay, it's like this, okay. I go to a hotel and I ask, okay, I want, okay, a cup of tea. But, okay, what do I get? Okay, means there is, okay, for tea, I know, okay, I know now this is the color, this is the taste, what I should be having. But can it be changed, okay, though it has got a same color and taste? Yes, the same thing with data, okay. Though you have a schema, okay, the data can be manipulated, okay, be at a UI or in between or at the server end, okay. Schema is good, but that is not enough, okay, to restrict, okay, how the data changes. So the validation has to be in client end as well, in mid anywhere, and also the backend. So sanitize the data. Treat data as okay, something okay, which you don't trust always at any input points where you see.
So just to extend that question probably from Harish, like are you saying apart from schema also we need to also take care of all these other cases, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Right, and I'm just checking if you have any other question from anyone. Yeah, I don't see any other question. And I think Rahul is talking about, he really liked your slide about questions. Right, thanks, Rahul. Right, okay. So,
Yes, Smith.
yeah, so do you have any other things to discuss?
Yes. Okay. If I had time, I would have given another exercise for the security and performance. But with a short constraint, what I did was we covered the data types and the data what we passed, and we tried to cover the functionality. Means do not go at least to an extent knowing what's happening and why did we get something wrong. Response from there.
Okay, okay.
Yes, okay. That's the outcome of your test coverage. So we test upon functionality, the data sanity, and security to an extent. Yeah. Have the models, use them. Okay. That's all from my hand. If I have any more questions, I will be happy to share like what I know.
No, I think we are good. I don't see any other question from anyone, but we still have few more minutes. So if
How
anyone
many
of
minutes?
you
Yes, like
has,
how
we
many?
still have, we can have 3 more minutes.
3 more minutes. Okay, let me try. Let me see what I can share. Okay, from the exercise because I don't know. Go.
Right, right. And meanwhile, if anyone has any question,
Yes,
feel free
yes,
to,
do
yeah.
ask questions. Okay. Any questions on API testing its readiness? Okay. Update. Okay, let's come back to the code again. You can see what's happening here. So they're saying a randomized bool. Okay, randomized bool. Okay. Bool comes here, function, and in bool. Okay, you can see here. Okay, we have a variable, and it can return a true or false. Okay, irrespective of what I give. I mean, for example, if I give true, in the response it may come as true or false. Okay, and that's a trap set in this exercise that you know here. So as is like multiple traps. You can pick this exercise to start testing your API, and you can dive into layers of API. In API, you have like functionality, your experience. Yes, you have there as well with APIs, security, performance. It can multiple things. Pick one at a time and practice them. Don't jump into everything at one shot. So,
Right. Yeah.
any more questions, Sumit? Any more questions?
No, I think we are good. I think, yeah, we are good to close. And again, let me allow to quickly share my screen, and just a second. Okay.
As said, we have APIs within our body, and this API tells something to us always. Okay, listen to
Okay.
the APIs, and it can prevent from being infected with COVID or badly. Okay, listen to the APIs of your body.
Okay. Okay. I hope my slides are visible back. If you can quickly confirm, Ravi.
I don't see. Yeah, I think I should stop sharing.
Harsh, if you can just confirm my slides are
Yes,
visible.
yes, it's visible.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. Yeah. So again, thank you so much, Ravi Surya, for an interesting talk. I'm sure whatever you have shared and a different layer and do and don'ts which you have shared are really important, and that will help all of us in terms of planning this kind of strategies.